Hey, what's up, guys? This video is about her not being worthy of marriage, let alone having children. Now, this is for the guys who's living in the hood, because not everybody, in the hood is dangerous or criminal or anything like that. This is for the guys that's in the hood and has common sense, that has manners. You know what I mean? It's not out there just causing chaos. When you're dealing with these females, this particular type of female, I tell you guys all the time, you gotta vet them. When the kids are involved, you have to understand the parents, the mother is just as important as the father. Whenever you're dating these females and she may come to you and, I want to get married and have family, kids, that's fine. But you have to vet her. You have to understand if she's qualified to have that. Now, remember, any female can be a baby mama. Any guy can be a baby daddy, right? But to be an actual mom, an actual wife, you have to be qualified for that. So, in order for you to avoid the child support hustle, look at her family. Okay, is any one of her female family members married? AKA her mama, her grandma, her older sisters, her aunts. Are there any male figures in her family? Ask yourself that first. Look around. No, there's a whole bunch of females, and that's it. Okay. So what did they tell you? Should I go and have kids with her? Should I get married with her? Should I marry her? Put two and two together? Hell the fuck no. Why you say the AMA? Because she has a track record. Her family has a track record of not being in a stable household. Not saying if she's a baby mama, she not doing great and like that with the kids. I'm not saying that, but we all know, and this has nothing to do with color, right? This is in general. Any baby mama, the average baby mama is just struggling. She's on the struggle bus. All she's doing is living off child support. She doesn't have a job, she should have a job. Just living off child support, still sleeping around, still doing what she's been doing when you got her pregnant. So when you see that, automatic is a red flag. No, walk away, do not pass go. And I'm gonna say this too, it doesn't matter how nice she is, or I know you guys are caught up on looks, I am too, but not to the point where I'm gonna jeopardize my sanity, my peace. I'm not gonna do that. Just because she looks good or she probably, wild in bed or whatever like that, that doesn't mean anything. Why is there no father figure in the household? Ask yourself that, ask them that. Have you talked to her mom? Have you talked to her grandma? Have you talked to her aunts? The older women in her family. Why are none of them married, let alone in a relationship? Why are all of them baby mamas? So I'm gonna say this right now. 10 out of 10, she gonna fall in that same category. This is what it is. Don't get offended. This is what it is. At the end of the day, you can do what you want to do. I'm just giving you guys sound advice. Hope you take this advice and you use it to benefit your lifestyle. But I'm just giving you guys a rude awakening. If there's no father figure in that house, and I'm not shitting on stepdads, actual fathers, don't take her serious, bro. Let alone don't even marry her. She's just looking for the child support hustle. 9 out of 10, everybody, all the females in the families on some kind of government assistance. They're not doing anything constructive with their life, and more than likely is a whole bunch of fatbacks. So just keep that in mind. You might be that guy, and I've seen this before online. They got the nice guys that they stuff together, credit score is great, and they dealing with a hood rat. They marrying a hood rat. They having kids by a hood rat when you guys shouldn't even be together. But you're going out for lust. She's in it for business to use you and abuse you, but you're not seeing that because you're so blind by lust. You end up getting suckered in the long run. So I'm gonna say this and wrap the video up. You're dealing with a female, and she brings up she wants to have kids and get married. That's fine. But go ahead and vet her and understand this. It's so important that it's a father figure in that household, because it's going to let you know that for the most part they're stable. They have boundaries, they have traditions, everything that come with it, right? But if you're dating this chick or you mess around with this chick and you realize there's no male figures in that household whatsoever, like her mama or grandma or friend, nobody's in that house married or in a long-term relationship. They let you know everything right there. Don't take her serious. I don't care what you guys say or what she try to convince you or whatever like that. And I'm gonna say this too. 10 out of 10, the mom or the females in the family, they miserable, they down bad. So they're gonna try to manipulate you. They're gonna try to loud talk you, shame you for not marrying or not having kids by they by their daughter or their niece or whatever like that. That's fine. Remember, all of them are single. All of them are baby mamas. All of them are on government assistance. All of them are fatbacks. So why are you taking advice for somebody that's in that position? Okay, I am a financial advisor. Would I be taking advice for somebody who works at Taco Bell part-time, running the registers on how to make money, how to invest? No, I'm not. There you go. It's a perfect example. You're not qualified to tell me who I should have a family with. And if she is in a household full of women who don't have any male partners whatsoever, that tells you everything right there. Just walk away from it. Like I said, if anything, you're gonna have your fun with her, then go on about your way. I know that sounds pretty rough, but hey, they do it all day, every day. So at the end of the day, just go ahead and hang out with them. And then my best opinion, my best advice to give you guys is go ahead and just walk away, bro. Go ahead and find you another chick who actually got something going on with her life. Now I understand stuff happens, the mom, dad probably passed away. Like I told you, the chick I was hanging out with, that happened with her. But she chose a life of destruction. No one told her to go sleep around with random dudes. No one told her to be an alcoholic. No one told her just to let herself go. No one told her to carry on this anger and this negative, destructive attitude. No one told her that. She did that on her own. Now, despite her parents passing when she was an infant, that's terrible, right? But you can't take that and use that for an excuse for you to be a hoe. You can't take that and use that for an excuse to be an alcoholic. You can't take that and use that to be a destructive individual. Keep in mind, she's almost 40. Last time I talked to her, she gained some weight. She's still sleeping around, so we already know it's gonna get worse from them. So just keep that in mind, guys. Don't feel sorry. At the end of the day, she'll find somebody that matches her situation. But for a guy like yourself that's striving to be the best, that's doing good, that's not in debt, that don't have a whole bunch of kids running around, my best advice for you is to go ahead and dub it. Go ahead and leave it where she at. Go on about your business. Of course, they're going to try to shame you, all this stuff like that. Watch one of my older videos I told you guys about how her family would use you, if you're financially stable. It's just, you got to stay away from people like that. Now, she may be a great person. That's great. That's fine and dandy and all. But at the end of the day, like my brother always say, that's a bad investment. If you get with this female and she don't even know her father, her mama never been married, all of her aunts, her older sisters never been in a committed relationship. Why would you put yourself in that situation to get her pregnant? Then next thing you know, you're on child support the whole nine. So don't do it. Keep your dick in your pants. Make your best move the next move. Make your next move the best move, as they say. But I'm gonna tell you guys right now, giving you guys a heed warning. Now everything look good on the outside, but in reality, you gotta understand, you're not only dealing with her, you're dealing with her family. So if her family's destructive, her family's is alcoholics, junkies, criminals, guess what? You're gonna be a part of that as well at some point in time. So ideally, you want to be with somebody that have the same similarities, right? If you're successful, you want to deal with a female that's successful. You know what I mean? If you're an athlete, most of the time, the athletes always hang out with athletes. You don't want to be a doctor and you hanging out with criminals. That don't make no sense, bro. All it's gonna do is mess you up at some point in time. So just keep that in mind. I know there's a lot of pretty girls in the hood, in the ghetto, and all that stuff like that. But you have to understand that the household is typically chaotic. They don't have the same morals that you do. They're not worried about saving. First of all, they don't have any money to save. They're not worried about saving money. They're not worried about building their credit score. They're not worried about getting a house on low interest. They're not worried about none of that because they in survival mode. More than likely, their life is chaotic in some kind of way. So just keep that in mind. But anyway, if you got any questions, any concerns, any suggestions, leave them down below. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and no matter what, I'll stick your peace, your pockets, and your purpose.